Andy from Oddscatcher again, and we're just going to look at the back to lay section of the site now and just take you through a few examples and sort of what this sort of area will bring up and opportunities. Okay, so we've already clicked on the back to lay section here, and what it will do, I mean, you've got all your accounts here, so your balances and so on, so you can see at a glance how much you've got in each account, which again is great. You haven't got to keep logging into them. But in a nutshell, back to lay is when you can back a horse. Doesn't necessarily have to be with a fixed odds bookmaker, but 9 times out of 10 with a fixed odds bookmaker. Okay, and you can then lay that same horse at a lower price with the exchanges. So it means that you can lock in a small return no matter what happens in that particular horse race. So you can back it at a higher price and then lay it at a lower price. You can either, there's all different ways you can do it. You can either lay back your entire stake. So if you back a horse for say £10, you can lay your £10 stake back at a lower price, which means that you obviously want that horse to win, and then you're cashing on the slight difference in the prices. But you can do other things called balance lays, which means that you can lock in a smaller profit no matter who wins the race, so you've covered every single horse. Or you can do an overlay if you think that horse might not win, where you can cash in if the horse loses by sort of laying a little bit more than your stake. So the system, we've got all the bookmakers, all the big bookmakers in place. You can see here all the ones in yellow again are the ones that offer best odds guaranteed. So remember, try and use as many of these as possible, because if a horse drifts out in the price, then you will be you have a safety net and you'll be rewarded with that bigger price. So when a back to lay example is say for example here, Savoy Showgirl, you can back it at 4.5 or 7-2 with BetVictor, and you can see you can actually lay it at a slightly lower price with Betfair. But remember, if you back it with BetVictor, these are best odds guaranteed bookmaker. Remember these ones in yellow. If that horse then after you've locked in your back to lay, if that drifts out to just 4-1 or bigger, then you're going to be paid out at that bigger price, which again is free money for you. So you can see that there's plenty of opportunities here. This will update by itself, so you can just come here when you want, in the evenings, weekends, your lunch breaks, and just see if there's any opportunities. If there is, you can just click on here. This will bring up the calculator, and again you can change your stakes as you wish. Remember, these are all set in your settings, so you can change your default stake to higher or lower if you want, but ours are set at 25. So you can see here that we can back this particular horse with BetVictor at 7-2 for £25, and that's how much it will return. And then if we wanted to do an underlay, then we'd have to stake £26.32 on the same horse at the odds of 4.3. Okay, the commission and everything is all taken into account as well, and you can see there you'd lock in 64p should that horse win, and you'd lose nothing if it doesn't. So not life-changing amounts, but all of these add up, and remember, you're risking nothing at all. And if you can change balance lay here, which means that it doesn't matter if the horse wins or loses, the lay stake will change slightly. Remember, it was 26.32 before, it's gone up slightly, which means that you're going to lock in 15p either way, no matter what happens in this race, win or lose. Overlay, again, you're going to it's a slight loss of 2p, but if you think this horse is going to lose, then you can lock in 19p here. And that's the rounding is ticked as well, because remember, we don't want to sort of alert the bookmakers too much to what we're doing here, so always round it. And yeah, it's just a very small example there of how just a couple of sort of points or ticks difference can lock you in. It's only 60p, but you've only got to do 4 or 5 of them a day, and that's just free money, and it takes 30 seconds to do a bet. And believe me, there are, especially on big race days, a lot of sort of bigger price differences that you can cash in on. So I hope that gives you a bit more example of on the concept of back to lays. And remember, there's a PDF guide as well for you.